So where are you at right now?
So I've been watching you guys.
Okay.
And you know,
Now I'm a 12 handicap.
Yeah.
Getting better because of you guys.
Love that.
So the you know, during the pandemic, I watch everything, and Jay has a house at the beach near my house at the beach. We practice together a lot. So I'm listening and talking, and you know, my swing was kind of homemade most of the time. I tried to make it perfect. Which
That's never good.
Yeah.
But so that, you know, so many people were talking about turning and being centered. And then I saw the one video that got my attention, but y'all had some guy in here, and you know, you were talking about, it was the guy that gave you a bear hug. You said you.
Oh, John.
And so.
Oh yeah.
The one thing is, I would get this way too much.
Yeah.
And you had said in that video to get some more flex in your from here down.
Yeah.
So get under, and then you showed where with the gears thing, where you know the first move, you know, does the shift off.
Yeah.
And then reset.
Yeah, that's the move.
So, but I've been going.
Oh yeah, we see that a lot.
You know, everybody trying to stay centered. I said, thank God I can man. So immediately my ball striking went great for me.
It helped me a lot.
And
I've been working on the same.
Talking about your speed.
Yeah, it's helped me a ton.
Thank you for tuning in today, and thank you if you've already subscribed to the channel. Now, most golfers who watch these videos haven't subscribed yet, so please, it helps our channel tremendously if you would just reach down there, smack that subscribe button, click that bell notification so we can let you know when we have new videos coming out.
Yeah, and if you watch this video all the way to the end, we're going to give you a training on how to get more club head speed.
Yep, so let's talk about Jackson. You just saw Jackson in the intro. He came into us for a couple of good reasons. One was he wanted to know what he was already doing well, because he, like most golfers, will tend to tinker with all sorts of things in the golf swings. So he wanted to know what he was doing well that he didn't need to worry about. And then two, he wanted to find out where a distance leak was in his golf swing. Because as we all get older, Father Time is undefeated. We typically will lose distance if some of these elements, some of these flaws that we have in our swings continue to fester as we get older.
Said in the video, but I think I do everything wrong.
Yeah.
But you know, getting this going back, shifting off a little bit, and recentering and leaning into it.
Yeah.
And then I tell you what really has helped. I've been kind of the guy that comes underneath and flips.
Yeah.
But you know, trying to go this way with this, you know, your right hand
Yeah.
on top.
Yeah.
If I do that, I hit some really great shots.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's mine.
I like that.
So I think I'm doing some good things, but I'm really excited to see what you guys think is the most important thing for me to work on, and
Cool.
pick y'all's brain. Y'all tell me what to do.
Absolutely. Well, get up there. Put 1 foot on each one of those squares up there. You're gonna hit right into this net. Yeah. So, yeah, 1 foot on each one of those. Yep. Right there.
So I can hit some ball.
Hit some balls and get loose.
It'll be a boring lesson if you don't.
Yeah, let's hit some. Get
How tall are you, Jackson?
6'8".
6'8". You look a lot bigger in person.
About 5'11". Will you go for 5'11"?
I had 5 already keyed in. I'm about ready to have to redo it.
What is your miss if you hit a bad shot?
Really just, it's a hook, or if it's not solid, it's just, I don't hit it as solid as I think I should.
Are you towing it or heeling it more?
I'll be towing it more.
That's what I see it.
Yeah.
I see it's towy. Okay. Yeah. Couple more.
Double plate ready.
Yeah. Bingo. We'll keep giving you the balls. You just stay there, okay?
There you go. Yeah, Jackson.
All right.
Yep. Just a couple stock 7s, and we'll take a look. Whenever you're ready. There you go. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Be able to see it right there on that screen.
We'll get it. We'll get you going.
So before we dive in and look at Jackson's data, again, we kind of alluded to it earlier why he came to see us, and this is why a lot of golfers tell us that they come and see us.
Yeah, they're looking for answers. They're tired of guessing about what's going on in their golf swing. So, we have 3D motion analysis, we have force plates, we have radar, so we get a full picture of what's going on in the swing, almost like an MRI. So when they come to us, they get answers as to really what's going on in their golf swing, and it eliminates all the guesswork, so we can pinpoint what's going on and we can get to work on it.
Yeah, and if you're a player who's been struggling with one specific issue for a while and you've never been measured on your golf swing, it's really doing yourself a disservice if you're not able to put a metric on what you're trying to do. Because a lot of times, and like MRIs, and I've had a number of MRIs throughout my sports career, unfortunately, the MRI never fixes me when I'm pulled out of the thing, right? It just tells the doctor where to look and what to start to work on. The same thing with all this tech that we got. None of it will fix the golfer. It just gives us the place to start, the cause, what's the problem. Then we get with the player, come up with a plan, and get to work. Yeah, so your hips are 30 open, shoulders are 5 open. Like, you got plenty of open.
Oh, I'm sorry, say that again?
You're plenty open.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he's not side bent enough with his hips or
Yeah,
something.
it's the left leg.
Yeah, because they're too level, right?
They're just the same, yeah. So that John video,
Yeah.
killing that.
I'm doing good?
Yeah.
That's good. Just like diving on it a little bit.
So I'm not really extended.
No, not at all.
It's the hips and the
Yeah,
knees.
it's
It
your,
would help me that, the simple thing that helped me was because I would get like this.
Yeah.
At the
Sticking your ass
Yeah.
out.
That,
Yeah.
that really helped that.
You were sticking your butt back too far.
so let me explain it to you.
Okay.
The shifting you do exceptionally well. The pelvis, the early extension you do really well. What you're missing is that left leg being too bent, too long, and it's lowering your pelvis to the ground coming into the ball.
Okay.
Right? So every good player we look at is at least back to level or usually higher, so it gives you some pelvis tilt. So watch this hip number right here.
Okay.
So you get it up to about 12 degrees at the top.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's fine. And it's only about 5-6 degrees tilted impact. So that's your left hip staying way too low.
Okay.
Okay. So your lift, the pelvis lift there, is minus 1.27.
So you're just down. You haven't come back up yet.
Yeah, that's your speed.
So you're like you're kind of sinking,
Diving in there.
and then
There you
you're
go.
coming up. You kind of want to be your lowest. Remember I was showing you on that board, your lowest should be about right there, and then you can boom. You'll add some club head speed from that.
Yeah. So let me stack you on top of you so you can see the difference here.
Pros versus AMs.
This
You're
pro
getting your own
this is-
personal one right
This
now.
is Jackson versus Jackson. Right there.
So there's your address.
So your butt in the yellow is lower than your butt in the right,
Yeah.
the left cheek there. I want that left cheek higher.
Okay.
So it's just what we were doing. So let me think about something for a second. So you want to be your lowest right in there.
Right.
Can you see me, Mike? So your lowest would be there. So he's lower like that.
Lower, yeah.
You want to be kind of low, and then you want to boom.
Like your left knee at impact is bent way more than it is at address.
Like, let's do a little drill.
Well, so I'm thinking that, so I didn't need to really push off earlier.
Yeah, push up and back.
Push.
There you go.
Just hold the club like this for a second. I want to try, just thinking out loud. So go back, down a little, now up through it. Yeah, you don't have that part. In your real swing, you're going.
Yeah.
It's
I
got,
can do that.
so it's, look, little down and then boom. Yeah, you feel there's like this
Yeah.
to it, like a flow to it.
Yeah.
So being a good player, your response for you being lower to the ground is just to pull the arms across you so you can hit
makes
it.
sense.
That's your toe ball and left ball.
The more I like conceptualize this in my own head, because me and I are playing more golf, it's like if you can do it right, you know, if you can kind of get things situated right here, that push up and stretching out this left side, the club release is like, you don't have to manually,
Right.
because that will square, see?
Yeah.
It's like the momentum of it, if I do it right, when that club squares up, I'm not having to like manually kind of rip it through there and twist it. Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all are gonna think I've had a lesson from everybody in the world. Davis Love Jr.
Wait,
I
see,
took lessons from Davis.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
How-
I was probably one of the first people that knew he had died because I had a lesson scheduled with him the next day.
Wow.
holy cow.
He could tell me
Was he Sea Island?
He was at Sea Island then.
Those are old Golf Digest schools those guys did together.
Yeah, but he
Jack
was there all the
Lumpkin.
time.
Oh, he was?
Was he, did he die in a plane crash?
Yeah, I died in a plane crash in Jacksonville, Florida.
How
He
old
did?
was he?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like 1985. You probably weren't born then. So, but I was taking lessons from him, but what he told me, he said you're you can change things probably quicker than anybody I've ever seen. So I think I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a force plate lesson.
Yeah, this is like this.
We just confirmed it with gears.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah. All right, let's get to work then.
tour player
All right,
story.
so
We'll get back on here.
yeah, let's do. We'll put them on the board for a bit.
Yeah.
I want to capture some of those.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna make sure the backswing timing is
Okay.
dialed in because it makes the downswing real easy. So just right hand, left hand here, click it. Like see how I'm kind of landing on it?
Yep.
I'm not way out there with my body. So I can,
I'm going too far recentering.
no, I just want you to boom, land it. And then really the whole downswing is gonna be,
Yeah, it's,
you're gonna feel like that. Yeah.
that's exactly what you've got to do.
Because there's less than a quarter of a second to do that on the downswing. So you're gonna get a head start on it.
Like where you have how am I doing?
can
Upside
do it.
down in the right hand.
Yeah.
There you go. Hold it on the shaft there, like this.
Oh.
There you go. Put the left hand on your right shoulder. There you go. Just hold it normal like a club.
Oh.
Like this right here.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. All right, let's go slow. So we're gonna start on the left side. Swing it back, click it. All right, that's where I want you to click it again. So right here, it's gonna go.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Now, there we go.
Yeah.
Whip it on through.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Too far over on it.
Yeah. You feel you kind of drifting out past the ankle there?
I don't feel that though.
All right, let's get.
That was way better. I'm watching that
Yeah.
one. That was good.
All right, good. Hold on 1 second. All right, go ahead. Good.
That's better.
Good.
I did feel a little more whip there.
Okay.
You're
Now I
missing
want you to
that.
start to direct that whip instead of
Yeah.
over here.
You're too roundhouse.
Direct it out in front of you.
Like over the first base.
Like-
yeah, like
Like
right
that,
there,
like
rather
shake
than
hands.
like that.
Like if you were gonna shake hands with the target, you'd go
Yeah.
that
so-
way.
Yeah, there you go.
And you got to feel a little more under this way. Like you're kind of like that.
Yeah.
You got to feel more like under the shot. You see what I
His
mean?
spine was only 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Your spine angle wasn't tilted.
You're like a little too like.
All right, so let me tell you what that's from me fighting
Yeah.
is over my career. coming
Underneath,
from
and
the
I
inside
totally got it.
and throwing it out that way.
Yeah.
A hook.
I hear you.
So that's why I think that's why I do that.
So you swap the hook for a pull.
Yeah, it's kind of pulley. It's kind of pulley.
They're both going left.
Yeah, yeah.
we want it more neutral.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
want
it's
it
a-
more neutral.
What I'm doing or going this way is more neutral.
Yes. Yeah. Just when you were warming up, your swing direction was way left. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
way
too
left.
roundhoused.
Okay.
There you go.
You need to hit more of an uppercut, not a hook. Like you get what I'm saying with your right hand? You want to be like this, not like that.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Stand up there on those plates now and make that same movement. Yeah, just like you had it.
You want to get in there?
Capture this one. Good. Let's do that again. Capture this one. All right, let's look at this. Come on, sync up. Wow, that's annoying. Okay, there we see how we're getting some extension there.
There we go.
That's better, isn't it?
There we go.
So what you're looking at here on the screen is Jackson's 3D force plate data, his dual force plate data imposed over himself. And you've probably seen things like swing catalysts and other pressure plates where they measure the golfer's center pressure. What Jackson is standing on is actually two separate force plates right there. And with that information, what those things measure is what each foot is doing throughout the entire golf swing. So is he pushing down? Is he twisting? Is he pushing left to right? Is he pushing heel to toe? It lets us tell exactly what he's doing throughout the golf swing, and it gives us a much more detailed look when you start trying to break down where a golfer is kind of leaving distance on the table than a one-plate system can do. We've used one plates for a long time and we'll continue to use them, but this is a way more detailed look at what's happening. And when we look a little closer, you can see the blue arrow here. It's coming out of his right foot, and that's his right foot force, right? That's how much he's doing, how much work he's doing, how much force he's generating with his right foot. Here's the same thing in his left foot. And then this center arrow, this big red arrow, is the combination of both of those. And it's also, if you just trace the bottom of this right here, that's his center of pressure movement. So that's a really key arrow to look at when you're watching this video, because the magnitude, how high these arrows are a combination of, or it is the amount of force he's using to generate ground forces in the ground. It's how each foot is working. And I thought this was a really cool way to show you that, rather than describe it to you, to actually show you this by just imposing them over the golfer.
Straight, come on.
All right, so the club's coming down. Watch this. This is the timing of it. See how the club's coming down and you're trying to straighten out. So we just want that to happen sooner. So want that.
It's like he's pushing too long.
Boom, yeah.
Don't push this with this leg. Just kind of land on the left and then
There you go.
don't be pushing that like a baseball pitcher. Don't do that.
Okay.
So I want you to do full range of motion, but I want you to go slow so you can feel it. So that's too late. So when this club gets over your head, that's when you want to land on it. There you go. No rotation.
You don't need to spin and you do. Watch. I can land closed. Watch.
Yeah, it's a closed landing. Boom.
See how I'm still. Don't try to land and spin.
Okay.
Okay, so what I was talking about there off screen was how he was trying to recenter. And first of all, recentering just means if this is the pelvis, the center of the pelvis is here. It moves to the right. It starts to turn. As it's finishing its turn, it backs into where it started. So it's this right turn and then back to the left and then turn again. What he was doing before he would kind of back in, he was already starting to fire his hips open. So he's missing that second shift in the backswing.
Yeah, and it's most golfers do that instinctively, right? Everything in the backswing is related to shifting to the right for a right-handed golfer. Everything related to shifting forward is downswing rotation. And that produces a void there where you're missing the middle part of the swing. And that recentering that you talked about is literally just moving your pelvis back to the center where it started.
While it's still turned in the backwards direction.
Exactly right. And when you saw him on the boards there, it's the click to the right. Everybody gets that click. It's the second click to the left that happens as he's recentering, not in the downswing. It's 2 backswing clicks that are the important takeaway here.
Yeah, it's tough for people to, it's almost like patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time at first. It takes some time to get used to, but once you get used to it, there's a certain flow that happens in the swing, and those arrows start moving a lot more efficiently.
Exactly right. All right, so just take this one up to the top. Did you land on it?
No.
Hold
Okay.
it right there.
That's where you got to land on.
Do that again. Take that up. So this is as far right. Yeah, this is as far right as you'll ever be in the backswing, right?
Right.
As it goes over your head, just land, just kind of back in. Oh, right there. There you go. Yeah, just like that.
Tilt his upper body.
Back a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just stay straight when you take it back halfway. Yeah. Now come. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
See, everything
There you
backs
go.
into it. It's a little back end move.
Little back.
Like watch. Like you want to be back. You want to be like backing in a little bit.
I got it.
There you go. It's back in and down. Just a fall.
What's the down part?
The catch.
Like this
Right
little.
here. There.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you land, watch me land. So if you're gonna go, halfway into the downswing, you want to land. Both knees would be. Don't keep. See, kind of this. There you go. You don't want to be this way.
Right, so what you saw Jackson doing there is, as he was trying to move forward, he was actually extending his right leg and kind of pushing off to move forward, and that started to tilt his upper body too far towards the target. And that's a common move that golfers will make, is to move their mass forward. It makes sense to push off your back foot. But where does that send pressure when you're pushing off the back foot?
Send it to your trail foot.
Right, so you
Exact
move
opposite of what you want.
Yeah, so you're moving mass forward with pressure still spiking on your trail foot, and that makes the pressure shift very late. So there's a better way to do it, and that's when golfers get to the top of their swing, when great players get to the top of their swing, they're actually starting to bend that right knee right away, and it kind of makes you land on that front side. That's the movement we're trying to get Jackson to do. It's that landing rather than the pushing that is going to tune up and have his pressure shift happen earlier and earlier.
Yeah. Hey.
There you go.
You
See
got
how,
it. You
see
did
how the
it.
left foot's getting higher right at the top?
Show me where you looking.
See the left foot arrow? See how it's spiking much higher and sooner now? This wasn't spiking until about waist high before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
To me, that's your drill. Just that flowing, yep. Just that one arm drill to kind of feel the timing of it. For some reason, I think you throw a baseball right-handed.
Yeah.
When people just get their right hand on the club, their instincts kind of pick up a little, because that's how you would kind of whip a baseball, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I was scooping up a ground ball, I would kind of scoop it up. That's that same kind of feeling that you make with the club.
All right, so you really want to let that knee slide. So get something, range bucket or something you can put. Do the same thing you're doing, just don't hit that. Yeah. Do it again. Go slow. All right, right there. Hold on, right there. You want to get this leaned out in front of you. Right
There you go.
There you go. Now
Now
straighten it.
straighten the leg out. Yeah. Do it all at once. Shoo. There
There
you
we
go.
Yeah, see, I was doing more of this
Yeah.
than this.
Yes.
You need like they kind of work like that. See how they're more kind of up under me a little bit instead of that. The right hip's
There we
going to
go.
feel low and the left hip's going to feel high
Do that
like
again
that.
to capture that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the difference here? Let's find an earlier one.
Best of
Like,
feeling.
just block out the upper body. Just look at the difference in the lower body.
Oh, yeah. So that is good with the lower body, right?
Yeah.
Look how much strong. I mean, you can see how much stronger it looks. You know. It just looks like your knees are super sagged on that other one. But I think the good part of it all is if you get this little recentering, like you won't be so steep.
So I am steep.
Yeah. Don't you think, Mike? He comes down.
Oh, yeah. It's that roundhouse.
You
that's
kind
deep.
of like start down like that, and this hip stays high. But if you get things working, like if you back in a little, and then let your knees change, you won't be so steep. Yeah. To you, it's gonna feel more. It is,
Yes.
but you're doing it in a totally different way than you were doing before. You see what I
Tell me
mean?
what the difference is, because my brain is going to be, if I get in a tight mess. tight
Okay.
situation, I don't-
All right. Let me
I
think
don't-
about what I'm
if I-
gonna.
If I think it's going to feel like it's going out that way, I'm going to be worried about that.
Well, you were early extending before, right?
Right, right,
So you're dropping it down, swinging into out, early and extending it.
okay.
Now you're way
But
too far.
This way, if I
Yeah.
swing it that way, I'm not.
Can I show you something? Let me walk myself through this. So I think the way you were kind of roundhousing, the club would come out this way.
Yeah.
It would come this way, and then you've got to do all this stuff with your knees.
And drop it under late.
But if it feels a little more under here, like this little back in, your hand path won't be so out, and then your left leg, you can do all the stuff you're trying to do,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, you need a reason to rotate.
It's got to feel a little more under. It's got to feel not way under, just lower, like because your hands are cutting up through here on your swing right now. That's too steep. But if I back in a little and kind of have that little lowering, this club will be more here.
All right, so there goes the.
It's not under, it's just lower.
Okay, so go to the next frame.
So the next frame, now you can start to let your knees change, and that brings the club out in front of you the right way.
Okay.
So rotation is a steepener, right? So if he goes to the top
Yep.
and just rotates, what most people are trying to do now, see how it steepens the club?
You see, that's an outward
So
hand.
now he's got to stop that and try to drop the club under late.
And then you can't use any of these ground forces, because if you did, you'd keep going like that.
Now what the good players do is they'll get the club in position early and now rotate to steepen it down at the bottom.
Now I can turn to get the club out in front of me. But if you're like this coming out of the top and feel like, okay, I got to really turn.
Right.
This club comes here. Now I've got to.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what it feels.
Do that
And that's
again.
toe balls
Do that again, Shaun.
and drop kicks.
Yeah, and so the toe ball, does that come from a high handle?
Well, it has to, because you got a high handle here. Now this is dropping and the hands are staying high. You're trying to fit the club in.
Gotcha.
But if
That makes
it's
perfect sense.
if I back in a little, right? If I back in a little bit and don't do it like this,
Right.
then the club is a little lower and the hands are a little lower at level. My left arm's here. Now you can go, bam, like that. Look.
Oh, yeah.
You want to film that?
This one.
Like that kind of feeling.
Now do the other one where you
Okay.
come out. Hold
Yep.
on 1 second.
Cool.
Okay.
It's exaggerated, but you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Knock the box over.
You're gonna see
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. I'm not good at small exaggerations.
It's hard to do.
I'll tell you what, it's the right idea.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
See how the upper body
Yeah.
leans forward on that? And you got to try to shallow it
Yeah,
late.
and
where
that's
you-
exaggerated, but that.
No, I get it.
Now watch the other
right
one.
here.
Yeah.
You just want a longer left side.
Yeah.
Longer left side.
Yeah,
you-
see how this left side's nice and long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole side goes. Hold it right there.
It's an epidemic, people trying to get open without ever being measured, because you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You don't know where you're starting, you don't know what you're doing yet.
Take it up to the top. Now come down to my foot. Yeah, a little more in front of you. There you go. This hip will feel low. There you go, right there. Yeah.
I still want to try and go that way.
So
'Cause
let the natural momentum of the club swing around. Don't drag it around.
His right hip stop.
It's like,
it's what?
so,
Do that again. Go to that same impact that he showed you.
yeah. Now,
Release your right hip. The club will neutralize.
keep on the way through.
Like this right here. Here.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
There you
See how it
go.
keeps the club in front of you?
And that club will be, shake hands with me.
Okay.
You'd be shaking hands there. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
That's it.
I wasn't releasing my right hip before.
No, you were trying to do everything with this. You were trying to rip your arms across you.
Yeah, because I always wanted trying to get
Swing left, swing left, swing
trying
left.
to get my shaft to come out underneath my shoulder. Over
Yeah.
Instead of way out there.
It's impossible with your knees are sagging. It's like the club, when you sag your knees, the hand pat, the club goes.
Yeah,
See, but if I straighten, this is all this natural.
that's what I want.
Yeah, I want that too. I'm working on the same. The only reason I know is because I'm working on the same exact thing. We've looked at it every
Yeah.
way.
So
Got freed up enough?
you got to realize the left arm's coming through and stand in front of the chest if I release this hip. See that? It's still right there, but it's all moving left. That's the killer, is when this arm just kind of dumps across you.
Yeah.
It's like an
trying to
artificial.
manufacture it. Yeah.
It's a manufactured left swing.
There you go. All right, let's put 2 hands on the wheel. Let's grab a couple of them yellow balls.
Well, it doesn't go very far.
No, perfect for practice.
They don't ricochet either.
yeah, they do, but they don't hurt when they hit you. We've had a couple foul balls flying around in here. We're a little gun shy.
A couple near-death experiences.
Yeah.
So what these yellow balls are foam balls, and we got these at Academy. You can get them at Amazon. You can get them anywhere, really. And they allow the golfer, they allow you to make mistakes while you're learning something new. And that's a critical part of the learning process. You want to be able to make mistakes without hurting yourself, without hurting the room or anyone in the room. And it takes the focus off of impact, because foam balls feel good no matter where you hit them on the club face. And it allows you to focus on the movement you're trying to do. It's kind of the bridge between a practice swing, doing it right without impact, and then a full speed, hitting a real golf ball. It's that middle ground that allows you to do so much good work and changes in your swing without hitting terrible shots. All right, 50% full motion.
Actually, I had the right idea.
Yeah.
The timing looked right.
Topped it.
All right, let's take a look.
That's all right. That makes sense. You're gonna top it, right? Because you're pushing up. You're gonna hit a few bad ones.
Yeah, I'd have been really impressed if you didn't.
All right, so case in point, this is exactly what I'm talking about. He just topped that ball, right? So that was a foam ball, but he still knew he topped it, and he even said something about it. So, Mike and I are there to talk him off the ledge. He's like, hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right track. That was actually probably one of the best swings he made during the lesson up to this point, but he topped it. So if we weren't there, he probably would have bailed on it. And the reason for the top is it takes some time, or the reason for the bad contact, it takes some time to find the club face again when your body's in a different spot. Right. So before he's lower, right? He's kind of dipped down with his knees bent. He had a different release, almost like he had to hang on a little, or he would have hit it fat. Now that we've got him coming up out of the ground better and using his lower body better, if he uses that same release, he's going to top it. Right. So now, we talk him through that phase and say, listen, you got to let the club head out a little bit more. You're not going to hit it fat because you're coming up out of the ground the correct way. So once you kind of walk him down that road, he starts to release the club a little differently, and then a little bit farther along, he's hitting it solid again. But you got to get through that tough period.
Yeah, if you remember back to his gears numbers, he was 1.3 inches down from where he started. Now he's above where he started, so an 1.5 inch difference in the height of where his low point was, where he's used to it being. And every time we do a golfer who is working on this particular movement, the first ball is always a top because they're higher.
It's 99 times out of 100 they're topping the first
And
ball.
if you're doing this on a crowded range at home and you fire off a real ball, you top one, maybe top two.
So embarrassed.
Even though you're making the correct movement, you're going to stop making the correct movement to try to hit the ball better, and you wind up not making any changes.
Foam ball into a net with some feedback, maybe iPhone, camera, looking at your swing. Best thing you can do to get better.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got to cut off now.
I'm sorry, you got what?
So get up there next to that box. There you go. Same thing. There we go. This thing's acting weird.
His
Yeah.
his
See
hand
how you
path,
kind of getting over there and planting on it?
it looked like his hand path was better coming out of the top
Let me pull
too.
that.
I was getting over there doing what?
I'm gonna pull the one before that, when the box wasn't in the way, so I can show you the difference. So it's still kind of soft,
Yeah.
knee getting out there past you.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Tighten up his
I
hand.
can't
pad.
go forward like that at the end. Or,
Why does it? You might have been just over the years trying not to hang back, not to hit a hook.
Yeah.
I think most of it is getting this,
what's that now?
that very first thing we worked on, kind of like getting that little
Yeah.
bit there so your hands don't come out so steep, and then just let your knees change.
Yeah, I definitely want to clean up that piece out of the top.
Yeah,
Kind of, see, it kind of leans his shoulder.
yeah.
Take
you
it
mean
up to
like
the top
that?
again, yeah. just to the top, just to the top.
You should feel 50-50 right
All
there.
right, what's your first move from there? Yeah.
It's like launching the,
Go back to the top. I want your first move.
you got to feel more under it.
You got to feel there.
Okay.
Now bring
It's
it around.
going to feel hooky, but you won't because you're going to work your knees better. Yeah. It's going to feel like
I
it's
feel like it's dropping down.
it's going to feel like it's more
Yes.
under here so you can
Yeah, so you can turn on it later.
yeah,
You're spending too much turn early.
yeah, in there. Just do it slow.
That's why I'm not rerouting it
No. No.
like that.
Do that again. Keep your left shoulder. There you go. Just there you
That's what
go.
it's going to feel like. Yeah.
Do me one like that in those pieces. Just
Just
dribble
chip
it into the net.
Yeah, just chip it.
All right, let's look at this.
My chest was still going around to the right instead of to the left.
Yeah, see how the club's exiting out in front of you now?
Yeah.
That's the right idea.
What's that?
That's the right idea. Try to do it all at once. Just give me one of these right here. Just chip it instead of stopping.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Box
Close to that. Yeah. Yeah, that's just a normal. See, on the
Right there in the
forearm.
It's
forearm.
on the forearm there.
Now you can straighten your leg out.
Yeah. So that needs to happen. What you're doing there needs to happen so you can take advantage of this left leg.
Yeah, that's the motion you did there. That was the right motion. It's gonna feel like, instead of this,
Yeah.
it's gonna feel like your butt backs in just a little bit. You see that?
Yeah.
And then watch, you can go whoom.
Do that
But
again, Shaun.
don't lean into it so
Double
much
click
with
right
the
there.
upper. Yeah, it's gonna feel more underneath the shot.
Okay.
We just got to get it out of your mind that it's going to hook, because I think it won't if it's there and then you go whoosh, right? The club will go around, you won't hook it. Yeah, now straight. There you go. Yeah.
Still feel like it's going around for the...
It might be okay. We just got to do it a little bit slower. Let's see what it looks like. See, I love the hands where they are there. That's better.
Yeah. All right, so what you saw Jackson working on there is getting his arms down, lowering his arms in conjunction with the start of his downswing. And what's so common now is to see golfers leave the arms up or be real passive with the arms as they really try to crank the turn out from the top. And that's always going to carry the hand path out.
Yeah.
And when that happens, right, you're not going to keep rotating magically and hit straight balls. You're going to have the hand path out. You're going to have to stop the rotation to get the club under late. That's what he was scared to death to do, and that's where those hooks came from, a late shallowing move. And we see this all the time.
Yeah, and it's not that you would turn and then yank your arms down. It's not what we mean at all.
Go into that a little bit.
Yeah, so from the top of the swing, you've already recentered. Your lower body's preparing to move, so it's starting to unwind. From there, the arms lower as the body turns. You don't want to physically try to keep your arms up as you turn. And there may be a phase in here where you actually have to train yourself to allow your arms to swing a little bit.
Right.
A correct golf swing is a combination of a pivot and an arm swing, and those blended together with the proper sequence create good playing, good club head speed, good impact, all those things you're looking for.
Golfers are scared to death to do anything with their arms now for some reason, especially pull down. Right? When you guys, like, we hear golfers all the time in lessons like, I used to be a puller, I was pulling it down all the time. And when we have them demonstrate what they're doing, they're always pulling the club in towards them.
Yeah, and steepening it this way.
That's a terrible movement to make, kind of steepen it, that arm wrestling move. What we're trying to get players to do is to lower the right arm as it's straightening, so you keep the width, and lowering is the shallowing part of the golf swing.
Yeah, you're just lowering it's just, they start at address, they go up, they got to come down again to hit the ball. That's all happening as the body's unwinding, and it's not like you're throwing the arms first. The body is unwinding as you're swinging. We've got some other videos on YouTube that show how quickly those things happen in sequence, and there is a sequence, right? But for you to just crank your lower body and try to keep your arms back, we see that every day, and it's a disaster.
Right, and you saw the last swing that he made on the dual cameras. He did the combination correctly, and it just puts the shaft right on the forearm like you see every great golfer do. And that's the combination, is just getting that lowering part into the swing if it's not already there.
Exactly right.
And the rest of the lesson, Jackson did a great job. He was a lot of fun with, had a lot of cool stories. I think he knows everybody that's ever
knows
taught
Roger
a golf
Clemens.
lesson. Yeah, knows Roger Clemens. He was a blast to work with. And the rest of the lesson was just spent getting him used to making these movements. Again, we stayed with the foam balls, got him used to it, then we switched to the real balls. And as he got more comfortable, the speed kept increasing and kept increasing. And that's really the best way to progress through a swing change, is first be able to make the change without a ball, then introduce something with a foam ball where impact doesn't really matter. Get used to those changes, get used to the movements, verify that you're doing them right with video, and then continue to make them until they become more and more natural to you.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and give it a like. Also, if you have any questions about today's video, or you have an idea of a video that you want us to shoot, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. We read every single comment. We also respond to the comments. So again, leave us a comment if you have any questions or there's anything you'd like to see. Now, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. We have videos coming out every single week, and we don't want you to miss one. So by clicking subscribe, that ensures you're notified right away when a new video comes out. And hey, if you want to add instant distance to your drive, and we all do, everybody wants more distance, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment below. You're going to see a link. Click on it. It's going to take you to a page. You're going to enter your name and email address. We're going to send you an email where you're going to get access to instant distance, which is a video training that we put out. We know it's going to help you. We know we're going to see you farther down the fairway.